Peugeot 402 Darl'mat Special Sport 1938. Poulin became the leading French stylist of the time. Everything he touched was designed with aerodynamics in mind. He was very conscious of fuel efficiencies and the aerodynamic efficiencies that could be created by the lines of the car. You could go faster, which meant you could put a smaller engine in the car. Adato, Richard, From Passion to Perfection, The Story of French Streamlined Styling, 1930 to 1939. The 1930s was a period when automobile engineers and stylists first began to apply the principles of aerodynamics to passenger car design, a movement that would result in some of the most breathtaking works of automotive art that the world had ever seen. One stunning example of this trend was the exclusive series of streamlined roadsters, coupes and cabriolets styled by Georges Paulin and built by the French coach builder Marcel Portaud for Darl'mat, whose Paris-based company was one of the world's largest Peugeot agencies. The Peugeot 302 chassis was used at first, fitted with the larger, 2.0-liter, later 2.1-liter, four-cylinder overhead valve engine of the 402. Introduced at the Paris Motor Show in 1936, the 302 lasted for only 18 months, though its short wheelbase chassis would live on in the 400 Touareg. Darl'mat was a passionate champion of the Peugeot marque and longed for it to return to racing, particularly at prestigious home events like the 24 Heures du Mans. Using his considerable influence, he obtained the factory's blessing for a limited run of sports cars worthy of Peugeot's sporting legacy. He was one of a select few dealers able to offer custom coachwork to his customers, and Peugeot was more than happy to supply him with whatever he needed, so long as the orders kept rolling in. Darl'mat enjoyed a close relationship with Marcel Portaud's successful carrosserie on the outskirts of Paris, and together the two men would create some of Peugeot's most memorable and beautiful automobiles. Marcel Portaud had founded his coach-building business in 1925 and produced unremarkable designs at first, though that all changed when he was joined by Georges Paulin. A dentist by profession, Paulin understood aerodynamics and had impeccable taste. He worked for Panhard, Unique and Peugeot, for whom he designed the 1934 Eclipse featuring a retractable steel cabriolet roof, a construction he patented. In 1940 Poulin joined the French resistance to fight the Nazi regime but was arrested and executed. He was posthumously awarded the Croix de Guerre and the Médaille de la Résistance by the French government. Portaud built around 105 of these streamlined cars for Darl'mat between 1936 and 1939, 53 roadsters, 20 coupes, and 32 convertibles, and examples of the roadster ran competitively at Le Mans in 1937 and 1938. Demonstrating Poulin's conviction that a car did not necessarily need a large engine if it was effectively streamlined, 3 Darl'mat Peugeots finished in the top 10 in 1937, with the best-placed example of Peugeot, Quintet coming home 7th overall, while the following year the Darl'mat of de Courtans, Quintet finished 5th overall, winning the 2-liter class. One of an estimated 30 or so survivors and known by the Darl'mat Club in France, one of the rare in original condition, chassis, wooden structure, coachwork, windscreen, hood frame, tie cover, interior trim restored, soft top, bucket seats. This stylish French rarity was manufactured on 2nd of June 1938 but was not registered to its first owner, a Mr. Lefranc of Surrey-le-Comtal, until 28 August 1940. The car was sold by the Peugeot dealership in Nimes for a total of 27,550 FF. Fast forward to the 1970s and the Darl'mat is owned by Mr. Lucien Met, who found himself with a car lacking the manufacturer's plate and without a carte grise, the latter having been lost. The car was finished in two-tone paintwork at that time. On 2nd of February 1978, Mr. Jean Zobel, the new owner, registered the Peugeot with the chassis number 400,233 while the registration number assigned was 1068 HQ47. On 7th of July 1982, new owner Mr. Tramas registered the car in Durand with a number '6445 GB 33. Displayed at Retromable in the spring of 1993, The car was offered for sale by dealer Bruno Vindius and sold to new owner Mr. Guy Dubreuil, who registered it in the Pas-de-Calais on 11 May 1993 with the number 39QB62. In July 1993 the Darl'mat participated in the Grand Prix of Bra, in Picardy, and also took part in the Rallye d'Aix. In 2001 Mr. Grémon Pellier, a Lille-based businessman, acquired the Peugeot in exchange for a Bugatti Type 57 Stelvio convertible. The car participated in the Lille Motor Show in 2002 and the following year was displayed at the Darl'mat meeting held at Christophe Pund's dealership in Cassel, alongside chassis numbers 400,246 and 400,249. Pund offered the Peugeot for sale at his Galerie des Mers in 2010. The current owner purchased the car at the Le Mans Classic auction in July 2012, registration it as DS527ZM. Since then the Darl'mat has benefited from expert maintenance, both mechanically, engine parts, shock absorbers, and cosmetically with its soft top on its original hood frame, carried out by various specialists at a cost of some €50,000, invoices available in file. Specialists involved include François Cointreau, Ristorado in Pale Wales, and Palet, engine specialist in Tours. Offered with French carte grise, this icon of pre-war automotive styling is a pleasure to drive with its Zenith carburetors, a feast for the eyes with all its working original parts, and suitable for racing like Le Mans Classic or any Concours Elegance with its probably unique hood that gives the car a wonderful shape.